Hi, I am here today to talk to you about volunteering for your teen. Are you and your teen looking for opportunities for your teen or preteen to get some hours logged as a volunteer? This is so important when kids are thinking about applying for college. It's important when they are trying to add to their resume. Volunteer hours are extremely important. Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and today, when we talk about volunteering, I'm going to give you and your teen ideas for where to look and how to keep track of all of this. So first, what does volunteer hour, what do these look like? This could be a million different things. It could be something through a scouting organization where maybe your teen is adding to their next rank. These will count towards putting anything on the resume because it's volunteer hours, and whether it's for scouts or not, that counts. Your teens could be in a club and they could volunteer at the food bank or anything like that. Any hours that your teen volunteers for any organization, those hours count. So get creative. There's so many opportunities for volunteering, especially right now with the world in such a crazy mess. Look for maybe an elderly neighbor that needs help shoveling snow or just unloading groceries. This is something that could be set up on a weekly basis where your teen just says, could I help you? What do you need me to do for you that would make your life easier? And it could just be those kinds of simple things, putting groceries away, um, it, anything that they could be paid for that they don't get paid for, that's volunteering. And maybe there's a little mix of that. So also family members, you may have a teen may have an aunt that needs to log in some hours and they need some childcare. So look for opportunities. Ask organizations, ask churches, ask is there's a voluntary, like we have a voluntary action center in our hometown. Ask your city, ask the Salvation Army. Look for those, go to those websites, call them, ask what could be done. Even a school. I've seen a few things on the news where in schools there are some online tutoring programs. This could be done. This could be volunteer hours. Get creative. Find a cause that means a lot to your family or to your teen that they're passionate about, and perhaps they do a bake sale. Maybe they bake 300 cupcakes and they sell them at X amount per cupcake, and it's all going to go towards some club or some organization, like maybe the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe your teen is a crafter. Maybe they can make things and then sell them or donate them to be sold by an organization. I've seen a lot of things on the news too where teens are being phone buddies for younger kids or even kids their own age, where they just are somebody that is reaching out and making a connection in this remote generation, I guess. I don't know how long this is all going to last, but kids could become such a meaningful part of someone else's life if they could just reach out and just be a phone buddy or a Zoom buddy or any kind of a connection that a younger kid could benefit from. Or, like I said, maybe there's some kids that are lonely that are in the same school as your teen. So look into that. That would be something you could ask the school about. For volunteer hours, if your teen has a school, a college in mind, they might want to get onto their website and see what are the volunteer requirement hours, or what are they looking for? What types of volunteer experiences are they wanting these kids to have? Because some schools are different. Some are wanting a lot. Others, it may not even be a requirement. However, anytime there are volunteer hours, it looks really good on a resume, whether it's for a college application or not. Some jobs may ask, what do you do to give back to your community? So just because a teen is not thinking about going to college, they may want to just enter the workforce. That may be important to that employer. So they need to be thinking outside of themselves, what could I do to give back? keep track of the hours. Maybe have a space in your conversation notebook that I've talked about, or in a running doc on Google where you keep track of the hours and for which organization. Get signatures. I know when my boys were in Scouts, or still are, if there's a volunteer situation, we say, so and so worked at the food bank, or so and so pulled weeds at so and so's house on this date for this many hours, and get a signature. Because whether it's for Scouts or not, sometimes you need proof that you were there, and if you don't gather it at the time of the experience, that could be a problem down the road. So get a folder where you keep track of all of those things so they're all together and in a safe place, so that as you move forward, you have hours, you have the contact person's information. Maybe you need to call them and say, do you need any more hours? I need about 5 more for moving up in my rank for Scouts, or whatever the case may be. So keep track in a notebook or an ongoing online document. And I would really highly suggest keeping track of signatures and contact information for the people that you did volunteer for, or that your teen volunteered for. Even if your child is not thinking about going to college, or the college doesn't require volunteer hours, this is important. Our kids need to know that there are people out there that need our help. And it's always a good idea to be looking for ways to help. Looking for something they can do to be helpful to someone else. It's all going to come around, and someday they may need help, and they can look back and think, okay, whether I help this person or not, it's always going to even be more of a reason for someone to pay them back. So payback or no, which that's not why you're volunteering, but it is something to think about. You may volunteer for a teacher. Hey, could I help tutor kids in your class? Maybe you need a letter of recommendation, or your teen needs a letter of recommendation down the road for an application. That's a beautiful experience. That's a great partnership where that teacher will go, that kid went way above what I had asked them to do, and I would love to write them a letter of recommendation. Now, you have to have done that to get a teacher recommendation. Absolutely not. Most teachers will write a letter of recommendation no matter what. If they have had any kind of a great relationship with their kid, that's not a problem. I'm just saying kids need to be thinking outside of themselves for many reasons, and payback is just the tiniest piece of it. So help your teen think outside the box, help them look around the neighborhood, help them get online and look at the college or a job where they may have some specifications that are necessary for volunteer hours, and start helping them put together a volunteer resume that will look great in the future. Thanks. I would love 2 thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be fabulous, or go to my website, www.parentinghighschoolers.com. Thanks, and have a great day.